reason why we built FAPSCO is to unite the Filipino online professionals industry, to also promote collaboration with each other, and of course we wanted to help produce skilled online professionals, specialists, and of course leaders.
We've created POPSCO with a vision to become an organization that supports all Filipino online professionals to be successful in their online careers and businesses, regardless of their affiliations.
I joined FAPSCO because as an online professional who's working at the comfort of my home, I needed other individual can share with me on this freelancing journey.
The reason why we have built the Filipino Online Professional Service Cooperative is to help the ICT graduates, aspirant freelancers, and this is also to help them develop, explore, and acquire new skills when it comes to online professional industry.
Ang paglambo o kalampusan sa usa ka organisasyon nagadepende sa kalidad sa mga miyembro o mga lideres niini. Ang FAPSCO dili lang adunay maanindot kayo nga advokasya o misyon na matabangan kitang tanang mga online professionals na magkahiusa, mulambo o mutubo kita sa atong pagpanarbaho o pagnegosyo online.
FAPSCO for me is a digital opportunity for me to develop and share my skills.
I joined FAPSCO as one of the founding members because I knew FAPSCO is going to be backed by other veteran online professionals and freelancers, thereby having an experienced, solid, and passionate founding members that we have today.
I joined FAPSCO because the vision of the co-op aligns with my personal vision to provide much-needed support to online professionals nationwide.
I joined FAPSCO because the people that I've met have the same values, mission, and vision as mine, and that is to provide assistance, pre-training, and coaching to those who want to jumpstart their career as a freelancer.
I joined the FAPSCO community because it promotes collaboration instead of competition.
I joined FAPSCO because this is a group with a helping hand.
I wanted to be part of an organization that would be a pioneer group of individuals who will be working to promote online freelance.
It's a great privilege to be part of the first national-based cooperative for online professionals. With a pool of seasoned freelancers, business owners, digital jobs, PH trainers, and trainees in our community, I got to connect with them and grow my network.
So joining an organization like FAPSCO helps me develop leadership and digital skills within an environment of my peers.
My FAPSCO family is a community that helps you nurture your skills and help you gain the knowledge and the skills that you need.
One of the reasons why I joined FAPSCO, it is important for us to have a network of people that could help us in terms of just simple advice.
So the reason why I joined FAPSCO is because it was founded by people who I trusted, people who already established in the industry, and they thought that it was such a great opportunity to be able to work with them.
I joined FAPSCO because it's the first national-based cooperative for online-based professionals.
So I joined FAPSCO because I love the values, its mission and vision to help more Filipinos.
Why I joined FAPSCO? It is all because the values, the mission of FAPSCO really aligned to my values also.
I joined the Filipino Online Professionals Cooperative because I wanted our individual reputations to have a collective reputation for excellence.
Well, the reason why I joined FAPSCO is to have a community where I can grow as an online professional.
The reason why I joined FAPSCO is to give back to the community and be able to help each other.
I joined FAPSCO because I want to share my skills and my talent with all online professionals.
The reason why I joined FAPSCO is that I don't want to miss the opportunity to join the first cooperative that is created specifically for online freelancers.
I joined FAPSCO because I can see that it will help me improve and develop my skills and my personality.
I joined FAPSCO because I am very inspired with their achievements and advocacy in promoting and helping Filipino freelancers.
Being a member of FAPSCO
surely brings a lot of wonderful memories on how I started out with my career.
I joined FAPSCO because I want to be a part of this online professional community where I can gain more knowledge, skills, and support from the group.
I joined FAPSCO because harmonious FAPSCO family relationship and understanding between business associates that bring me a peace of mind.
Why choose FAPSCO? They offer opportunities and trainings for freelancers.
First national-based cooperative for online professionals, which is FAPSCO, a community of expert freelancers in the Philippines, which gave me the opportunity to further hone my skills in social media.
I joined FAPSCO because I believe in the mission, vision, goals, and objectives of the organization to further enhance and develop the industry of online professions and virtual work in the Philippines.
I joined FAPSCO because I saw the potential growth is not just reaching one's goals and being successful, but there is camaraderie.
So I'm here with FAPSCO, and it is my way of paying it forward to the guidance that I also received when I was a startup.
Joining FAPSCO, I finally found my home, a family, a community of like-minded individuals who share the same passion, vision, and pains.
I joined FAPSCO because I want to empower my fellow freelancers to be the best that they can be.
Ayan. Good evening, friends and online professionals. This show is for you. FAPSCO is brought to you by FAPSCO Media, our partner in giving you this wonderful show. Thank you so much, FAPSCO Media, for always supporting us. Also, thank you sa social media team, which is me. Kailangan talagang banggitin yun. Ayan, maraming salamat sa mga fellow FAPSCO members natin na nanonood tonight. It's gonna be another interesting chikahan, kwentuhan with somebody that I personally know. We will be introducing her in a bit. But ngayon, kumusta ka, Rosh? How are you?
Eto, nangarag. First time ko gumawak ulit ng Zoom at saka ng Facebook. Yung i-connect mo ulit yung live sa Facebook. Kasi matagal na natin hindi ginagawa. Nako, CJ, lagot kami, palo ka sa puwet. Bakit wala kami yung gabi?
Kasi masyado tayong nasanay na pinapadali ni CJ yung trabaho natin.
Hindi ko na-realize kanina nung pagpasok ko. Tapos naalala ko, ay, Zoom ko nga pala tong gamit ko. Tapos wala nga pala si CJ. So bigla akong, alam mo yun, pumunta ako ng Facebook. Nakalimutan ko na kung may access akong mag-record or wala. Alam mo yung ganon.
Nangarag. Pero at least itatawid naman natin siya somehow. But I guess, kailangan na natin bigyan ng partner si CJ or kailangan nating alamin yung ginagawa ni CJ para...
Yes, tama.
Ayan. Sige, let's introduce na our guest. Our guest for tonight holds a degree in electronics and communications engineering, which is patunay na kahit ano pa ang natapos mo, kung talagang gusto mong magtrabaho online, pwede kang makahanap ng client. At ang alam ko, matagal-tagal na dito siya sa client niya. Very stable na yung freelancing business ni Madam. At lagi siyang nagtatanong. She's been trying to recruit some of our DJT graduates. Paulit-ulit siya nagtatanong sa GC kung meron bang available na ganito, na ganyan. So, ayan, a very, very inspiring story tonight. Her story demonstrates that change can open doors to exciting opportunities because she has been working as a full-time government employee for 7 years. And then in 2022, she decided to make a significant shift in her career by taking a leap of faith and becoming a full-time virtual assistant and freelancer. Ayan, let's go ahead and welcome Miss Era May Caltino. Good evening, Miss Era.
Good evening po, Miss Roche and Miss Jahan. Thank you for the introduction.
Yun. Kumusta ka ngayon, Miss May? Anong mga updates sa career?
Okay lang naman. Ito, full-time VA. So, yeah.
Pinipigilan ko yung sarili ko kaninang magtanong, Je. Sabi ko, hindi mo na kita tatanungin kasi baka mamaya yung mga itatanong ko, wala na, maubos na, di ba? Nagchikahan na. O, diba? So, ngayon na kita tatanungin. O, di ba? Kadaldala.
Natin yung guest hanggang sa wala na tayo mapagchikahan.
Wala na may tanong. So, Era, ngayon kita tatanungin. Please, kwento mo sa amin, paano ka nagsimula sa online industry?
Okay pa. So, as what Miss Jahan said, I was a government employee before. So, specifically, EA po ako ng high-ranking government official sa local government namin. Actually, I learned about virtual freelancing or being a virtual assistant with Miss Jahan din. Because if you remember Miss Angelica from previous live din, yeah, from the ICT. So we partner with them because I was a team lead for the ICT in our local government din. So we partner with them. So we brought
sorry, nag-VA lahat.
Oo, nag-VA na lang lahat ng government. So we brought the concept of the DICT scholarship to Lamitan, because basically Lamitan or Basilan is like an island, so it's like 2 hours away pa from Zamboanga. So very new for us ang concept ng online job, virtual assistant or freelancing. That's basta lahat ng concept na yun is really new for us. So when nag-sit-in lang po ako sa lahat ng mga classes doon, and then na-inspire lang din naman ako sa story. Tapos nakita ko yung potential niya, so I really supported the program. And then nakita ko po talaga kasi yung tinuturo ng DICT at that time doesn't really like apply lang para sa VAs or aspiring VAs or aspiring freelancers, that I can actually use it. Actually, ganon. And then there's a particular speaker also that taught me how to use Canva, and I was like really amazed kasi I'm a Photoshop person. So I was like, what? May existing na ganitong tool? So I was really surprised, and then ginamit ko na siya sa team namin, ginamit ko na siya sa work ko. And then that was around 2017, 2018, ganon. And then after that, like when the pandemic started, parang hindi naman nawalan ng work because government, obviously, hindi naman kami nawalan ng work ng pandemic. But syempre, parang limited na yung ginagawa namin. Kasi parang nag-pause lahat ng tao, lahat ng transactions and everything. So I don't know. I'm just siguro ako yung tipo ng tao na parang hindi ako mapakali pag walang ginagawa. So I started joining courses about online freelancing, being a virtual assistant. And when I got my certificate for a general VA, I started applying. That was in 2020. So I started applying with different clients. I got my first client from Canada. So they were like an online travel agency. And then parang sort of nag-click kami kasi we also have a travel agency. So parang sabi ko, uy, okay to Parang ang work ko at that time was just a virtual assistant. So, ganon. And then after some time, parang nagustuhan ko na siya. Parang more and more, parang ang lawak pala niya. Being a virtual assistant, ang lawak pala niya. Web development, graphic design, video editing, social media, digital marketing, writer, everything. So parang na-overwhelmed din ako at some point na parang ano ba talagang gagawin ko, and so yun. And then actually same kami story ni Miss Angel. It was when I got pregnant, when I got my first baby, that I decided really to be a full-time VA. Kasi nga parang same kami na-overwhelmed sa lahat, na parang hey, I need to focus on one thing, tapos I need also to focus on one niche. Feeling ko parang siguro if I'll be asking for, if people will be asking me for advice, anong gagawin nila if they're going to be a VA, they have to find their niche or particular like industry that they're comfortable with or passionate about before mag-venture out. So for me, it was digital marketing or social media management. So from there, I decided to be a full-time VA and then a full-time mom. So nagustuhan ko lang talaga kasi yung concept, being able to work anywhere, anytime you want, and yung potential of earning much. Mukhang pera eh, no? So, yun.
Ako yan. Hindi tayo sa earning. Parehas tayo dyan.
Hindi tayo sa earning. Oo. So, yun. Parang, yun. So, yun yung journey ko from government to pandemic and then being a full-time mom.
Tapos to think na may master's pa si Miss Era in public administration, di ba? Tapos, licensed engineer ka, Miss Era, tama?
ECE po, graduate lang. Hindi pa ako nakapas, no?
Graduate.
Di ba, ECE? Hindi ba nagalit sa'yo ang boss mo? Iniwanan mo siya?
Ayoko na lang magsabi kung nagalit mo sila.
Sorry po. Project nila yun eh.
Sa boss. Nilot ng project.
Oo, di ba? Baka sa susunod din na sila mag-project. Mawawala sila ng mga trabahador.
Hindi naman. Iniwan ko naman sila in a good place. So, what?
Before we continue, let's greet muna our viewers. Si Miss Christine Eloise Columbres. I think kasama mo siya sa work before?
No, they're my classmates. Ni-recruit ko silang manood. Hi, Tin.
Tin Paradero Ohagan. Proud of you.
Jack,
go.
May hakot.
Okay. Eto, curious lang ako kasi yung work mo before, Miss May, sa government is parang ka, di ba? Alam ko sa IT ka na rin naka-assign that time, no?
Yes po.
IT department. So, parang ano yung mga work mo before as a government employee, and also work yung mga aspects of your course as an ECE graduate na talagang nadala mo sa pagiging online worker mo ngayon, yung naging applicable ng bonggang-bongga sa work mo as social media manager.
I think siguro yung being an EA to a public servant or public figure. So basically, kung ano po yung ginagawa ko before sa government work ko, parang ganun din yung ngayon, like establishing their brand, creating like networking, being able to what do you call this, to connect with people, to project what my boss before wants for the people to see. So parang similar lang siya for branding on my part as a social.
Ayan, calling yung mga yung mga EA ng government officials dyan, alam nyo na. Ay, matakot.
Dito na tayo, dolyar to.
May career online. Ilan naman yung mga na-recruit mo, Era, na mga kasama mo sa trabaho doon? Meron ba?
Wala naman. Kasi ang struggle kasi with from where I was before is yung internet connection, which is yun naman talagang pinaka-crucial for this job. So yes. I hope ma-overcome doon or ma-build up yung internet connection doon, and then I think magpo-prosper yun. itong ganitong klaseng industry doon.
Wala pa Starlink?
Masyadong mahal, ma'am. Baka mag-donate yung pops ko.
Dapat yung boss mo. Sir, may tanong ka. Bumabangka na ako eh.
Oo nga, pero talagang na-amaze lang kasi nakita ko rin talagang dedication ni Miss Era sa ICT industry ng Lamitan before. Umuwi ka pa ba doon, Miss Era? Dinadalaw mo pa sila doon, yung mga dating trainees natin?
Yun nga po yung sabi ko kay Miss Roach. Galing akong I'm on travel. So actually galing akong Lamitan this past few days and now I'm currently in Cebu. So dinadalaw-dalaw pa rin naman minsan.
Di ba nasa Luzon ka?
Kaya nga that's the beauty, guys, of being a virtual assistant. You can travel while working and while doing this interview or other engagement. Diba?
Go Rush!
Nakakatuwa. Actually, kanina ko lang nalaman na ang Basilan ay isa siyang island. So, yes, Lamitan is inside Basilan, tama?
Yes po.
Okay. And then, where were you residing before? Doon mismo sa Lamitan or somewhere else pa?
Sa Lamitan mismo po.
And then right now, you moved to a different place or nandun, paano ba?
I moved to a different place, like north part of Luzon.
Oh, para habulin ng internet connection or due to some other...
No, my husband is from the north. Kaya
habulin ng asawa, ganun.
Habulin yung asawa.
Oo, love
para
life.
Hindi makatakas.
Tama, ayun naman pala. So, how does your business works right now? May mga VA ka na ba sa Lamitan or some other places? How does it work for you?
I actually have like siguro for people working with me. They're not from Lamitan, they're from different places actually. 2 from Mindanao, 1 from Benguet, and then 1 from actually here in Cebu. So yeah, they're just like my close friends. Kasi one thing din, siguro I can say na cons or parang challenges for a VA or a freelancer is sometimes things can get like a little overwhelming for you. So parang naging at some point naging gahaman tayo sa trabaho at saka sa earnings. So parang trinay kong kunin lahat, but eventually you have to like reduce some clients and everything. Yeah, to focus only on those ang sabi nga nila dun sa isang group page, mga premium clients.
Yan, gusto ko yan. Lakasan mo pa. Maraming makarinig. Kasi yan yung
premium.
Alam kong iba, di ba? Na we keep on hustling and hustling because we get paid by the hour. And before we know it, 22 hours na tayong nagtatrabaho at 2 hours na lang na natutulog. I've been there, I've done that. At nanawa din ako, guys. Hindi nakakabili ng tulog ang dolyares.
True.
Pero napansin ko lang parang napaka-common denominator sa atin, lalo na habang nag-uumpisa pa tayo, na yung nga yung term na nagiging gahaman sa trabaho, parang gusto mong mag-yes na mag-yes. Kasi naranasan ko rin parang yung sparkling object, shiny object
syndrome. Yes. Dolyares kasi parang 'di ba hindi ka naman OFW para kumita ng ilang libo, tapos parang na-overwhelm ka, tapos na-excite ka, you wanted more of it.
Saka yung feeling na, ay, nasa bahay lang naman ako, kaya ko naman yan kasi hindi na ako mag-uubos na sa travel.
Oo. Tapos nakaka-addict pag maraming laman yung bank account mo, maraming zero.
Doon tayo sa gahaman part.
Yung comfort na binibigay sa'yo, like, before, like, siguro, dati, syempre, kapag mag-grocery tayo, parang limited lang. Like, parang, uy, ito lang. Tapos when this came, with these blessings came, yung parang, sige, kunin natin yan. Like, okay, mag-bacon tayo everyday.
Nako, ingatan na. Diyan na mag-umpisang tumaba. Diba? Kasi dati 3-in-1 kayo lang. Ngayon, pasta Starbucks na. Mga ganun. Yung isang katao dyan, Rose Coffee pala.
Uy, I'm a boss coffee person also.
Kayong dalawa. Masarap kasi ang boss. Boss din kasi kami before.
Coffee rin siya.
Ako kahit ano basta kape. Pero paano mo na-realize that you need to slow down and paano mo siya pinlano? I'm sure ayaw mo namang mawala yung income na pumapasok. So, how did you transition?
Siguro kasi yung realization na like, masyado kang, ako personally, masyado na ako naging grumpy kasi nga, the pressure, syempre, kapag, parang na-absorb mo na din yung parang toxic traits ng boss mo or ng client mo or ng organization you're in. So parang na-resonate na din sa'yo or nag-give out mo na din yon. So parang some people are also telling me na, you used to be like this but now you're like that na. So parang yun, isang realization din yon. And then second is, although I was working from home or my ultimate goal was to be with my family while working, while earning, parang hindi na namimit yun. Parang hindi na totoo. Kasi parang nasa computer ka lang all throughout, parang ganon. So parang yun, isa din yun. And then yung mga eye bags ko, parang kasing laki na ng mata ko or ng pisngi ko. So parang yun yung parang naano ko na, hey, stop na. Parang hindi naman siguro tawag nito, hindi naman siguro kami magugutom kung babawasan natin ng konti. Mga ganun. So I just kept my clients yung mga parang gusto ko or parang I can work with. I think I can work with ng matagal. So, parang gano'n.
Yeah.
Or nag-share kami ng same values.
Oo, stage yata talaga yun, Je, no? Parang lahat ng natatanong ko lately, parang ganyan yung journey na sa umpisa, nag-struggle maghanap ng client, nung nakakuha, naging gahaman kasi mga oportunista. Di ba na-addict sa trabaho at sa dolyares? And then you realize that there are more things na mas valuable dun sa trabaho, your family, your health, your sanity. Yan. Tapos,
parang natututo kang to, the moment na parang nasa, kumbaga, sa tingin ko is nasa rock bottom ka na nung sobrang busy mo, sobrang overwhelmed, doon mo marirealize na I have to find what brings me joy.
Yes.
Client that, at saka yung shared
what
value.
Sparks joy.
Yes, oo. Hindi yung malaki nga yung sahod mo, malaki nga yung per hour mo sa akin, pero ano ka naman, may mga ganyan akong clients na 2 weeks pa lang ni-let go ko na kasi hindi ka masayang kausap. Ayoko sa'yo.
Oh. Meron din akong client ni let go one time. Ang catch was, after 3 months, they're going to give you like a MacBook Pro. If kaso lang, graveyard shift siya. Tapos parang, ano naman is toxic kasi yung micromanagement siya na always dapat tawag nito, naka-Zoom and everything. So sabi ko,
no. Naka-work?
Yeah, may mga ganun siya.
May mga ganun.
Open cam? All throughout?
Open cam?
Yeah.
Bawal mag-try ng cam?
Pwede ka mag-off ng cam when you're like AFK, ganun. Pero parang meron siyang mga breakout rooms na parang, okay, here, this is one-on-one meeting. So, if may one-on-one meeting, you're going to join there. Tapos may specific room is for working. So, dun kayo, like,
tapos 8 hours per day yon?
Yeah.
Ay, no. No, hindi siya
No.
Time doctor pa nga lang yung timer. Na-experience nyo yun, yung nagta-time doctor, nasa-stress na ako doon, di ba? What more, Zoom?
Hindi ko naranasan na mag-time doctor, pero that time, ang gamit ko na ay Clockify. FreshBooks yung unang-una. Na ini-input ko lang sa FreshBooks. Diretso billing na kasi yon. So, which is very, very good. And then after that, natutunan ko ang Clockify, pero hindi na siya yung nakaabang. Alam mo yung ilalag ko na lang kung ilang oras. Pero even that, ita-time ko na lang estimate ko na lang yung time ko. Even that, masakit siya sa ulo. So, I really started na ayoko na ng kliyente na may oras. Gusto ko na lang package. Kasi natututo tayo based on what we need and based on our preferences diba?
Yung
actually,
time, may screenshots pa yun every 10 minutes.
Oo, wala akong ganun.
Yun din yung kailangan i-educate sa iba, like sa mga clients or sa mga industries na sometimes kasi yung work is 8 hours but hindi naman sa sobrang galing. Pero yung skills ng tao is they can make it in 4 hours or less or something. Tapos yung different pa na situation, like for me it's easier kasi I have like another monitor or fast yung equipment ko. Oo. So it's unfair for me kung fast yung internet ko tapos nag-invest ako on good devices and more monitors. So parang 'di ba? Yun yung parang it's going to be unfair for me sa iba na unfair din para sa iba na isa lang yung laptop tapos slow yung internet tapos pareho kayo ng 8 hours or something.
Totoo yan.
Yeah, that's actually a very good insight, no? Na talagang the equipment that you invest on also plays a big role on how fast you can do your work.
Correct.
Sa negotiation natin with clients, kasama na yung ano doon na I have good equipment, so I deserve this rate, ganyan. No?
Yes, I have PC, 3 monitors, mga ganun, backup internet, ganyan.
I have 4 monitors.
Oo, di ba? Oo, ganun. Para kita pa sa trabaho.
Iba kasi yung productivity rate ng dalawa if you're just one laptop tapos yung isa ang daming equipment.
Yes, totoo. And then, are there any other horror stories that you encounter? Yung mga mas malalala pa bukod sa micromanagement na client?
I think yung isa pa is yung mga, anong tawag dito? Yung low polar ba? Yung binabarat ka. Tapos, aside from babaratin ka na, they keep on cutting your hours na parang, okay. Yung parang, ang daming ipapagawa sa'yo in 1 week. Like, hindi lang isang content, hindi lang isang email, hindi lang isang newsletter or whatever. Tapos, at the end of like billing na sasabihin, oh, this doesn't seem right. Well,
yung
i-count
1 hour and a half sinulat to, I can do this in 15 minutes. Yung mga ganon.
Oh, yan tayo. Mga ganon.
Oo. Wala pang ChatGPT nun, ha?
Diba?
True. So, yun. Isa din yun sa mga na-experience ko.
Pinapaalala niya na yung mga naranasan ko na ayoko nang balikan, di ba?
Parang ang dami mo nang experience, Miss Era, in just like a couple of years, 2 years, 3 years?
Opo, wag to 2 years pa lang.
Wow.
Yun nga din po yung na-realize ko na parang ang daming pinagdaan tapos 2 years pa lang.
Ang galing. Pero ano ba, yung what's your most what type of client yung pinaka naging memorable for you? Probably who taught you something really important about the work or talagang may na-impart na insight or wisdom sa'yo? May ganun na ka nang na-experience na client?
Wala pa naman so far, but I really try my best to learn a lot through my clients. Kasi syempre, maraming courses dyan, pwede mong salihan, maraming YouTube videos, maraming tutorials, but the best teacher is syempre yung experience. So I learned a lot from even kahit dun sa mga micromanagement and mga horror stories na naranasan ko. But so far, what I love is yung recent client ko, bago pa lang ako, yung alam mo yung he knows your worth, tapos he values your work, and then he trusts your work. Yun yung tatlong nagustuhan ko dun sa recent job ko. Sabi ko, I'm going to keep you.
Diba?
Sige ta bibitawan. Yeah.
Stuff toy lang eh. Cute ka, akin ka na, parang ganon.
Kasi parang ibang level of fulfillment yung gano'n. Na parang pinagkakatiwalaan yung trabaho mo. Tapos alam niya kung ano yung worth ng trabaho mo. Kasi parang yun din yung minsan. Siguro dahil sa dami na din ng mga VAs plus ibang siguro sila din naman, yung mga clients, marami din naman silang bad experiences.
Yes.
So parang, kaya parang mas, yung iba bumababa yung tingin sa atin or bumababa din yung rate na binibigay sa atin. But, yun.
Pero anong ginagawa mo to detox? May mga ginagawa ka bang routine or meron ka bang...
Wala nga po. Yun nga po yung hoping ako na makakakuha sa session na to. Mga tips.
Hindi rin namin alam.
Kasi I want to exercise. Pero yung iniisip ko, kung mag-exercise ako, matutulog na lang ako. Itutulog na.
Wag ganon. Alam mo ba, sabi nung kakilala kong physical therapist, fitness instructor rather, ang pag-exercise daw para siyang pagtulog. Hindi pwedeng hindi ka matulog because your body is getting weaker pagka hindi ka nag-exercise. Yun nga lang kasi dahil nga gahaman nga tayong lahat sa salapi. Kakit ng term. Naintindihan ko kung bakit nangihinayang kasi feeling mo may value yung pag-exercise mo kasi dati ganyan din ako era. Sabi ko, isang oras magkano na rin yan. Yung inilalagyan ng value. Pero di ba our health is more valuable than the dollars we receive. So isa sa mga makukuha mo sa FAPSCO, members, nako, re-recruitin ko na naman to. Era, sumama ka sa amin.
Meron tayo ng Rosh, yung morning Zumba.
Yes. So, sa FAPSCO, meron tayong morning Zumba.
30 minutes every morning.
May co-working space sa Zoom ng 10 to 12. Naghanap kami talaga ng mga makakasama na naiinip sa buhay at may gusto pang gawin. But kidding aside, sabi mo wala kang ginagawa to detox. How do you keep yourself sane?
I'm not sure nga kung sane pa ako. Siguro yung happiness ko na lang is seeing my baby okay, seeing my family okay, yung nakaka-provide ka, happy kayo, ganun. Pero I really want to have like a routine din ng similar sa inyo, yung mga morning routine or mag-exercise man lang kasi tumataba na din tayo. And lately nabasa ko yung kina V something, yung vlogger, na they want to be healthy for their baby because they want to be there when they grow up. So parang yun na din yung parang motivation ko na parang, hey, I want also to be there.
Okay, pag-usapan natin yan off-cam. If meron kang fairy godmother ngayon, what do you need help with? If, kunyari ako, si fairy godmother, I will ask you, what do you need help with, Era, para maging komportable ka sa buhay at sa pagtatrabaho? Miss you yung tanong ko, Jay.
Time management. Like every other virtual assistant, time management is really key. So, yun yung gusto kong ma-master in life.
Totoo yan. Kasi it's so easy to fall in. Kaya minsan ako, hesitant na ako to open my laptop. Kasi alam ko, the moment I turn on my laptop and the moment umupo ako, hindi mo na mapapansin yung oras. My God, gabi na pala. Yung mga anak ko, binuhay na nila ang sarili nila at kumain na sila on their own without disturbing me. Pero balik tayo dun sa part na yung na-mention mo yung family kanina. Kasi diba, Miss Era, iba talaga yung stability ng pay and ng work sa government compared to freelancing. So, wala ka bang na-encounter na resistance from your family? Kasi dito sa atin, hindi pa masyadong understood yung work eh. So, wala bang sa'yo na, uy, bakit ka ganyan? Ba't ka mag-freelance? I mean, that's the wrong decision. Mga ganong...
Marami sa mga resistance or like nasya-shock sa mga decisions in life natin. Pero at the end of the day, it's our decision kasi it's our journey naman and it's our life. Ganon. And aside from the resistance, also the judgment, yung tipong they don't know what's online jobs, what's virtual freelancing or virtual assistant. I really had like an experience like people telling me, post lang, like lang. share lang. Yung mga ganon.
Papindot-pindot lang.
When people are asking me, kamusta ka na? Anong ginagawa mo ngayon sa life? Like, I'm a social media manager or something. So, they don't understand those kind of things. So, dumating ako sa point na pag tinatanong ako, sinasabi ko na lang, housewife. And then smile.
Umabot din ako sa point, lalo pag government forms. Ano yung work mo? Housewife. Mas madaling i-explain.
Ay, ako, parang nag-explain talaga ako yata.
Minsan kasi wala na akong energy to explain. So, parang housewife.
Maganda pa lang ano yun. Hindi ko alam yun. Hindi ko naisip yun.
Kasi it takes pero your joy pag nag-explain ka pa.
Kasi parang minsan din kasi sensitive ako. So, maka-hurt pa ako kung i-downgrade or i-ano nila yung profession natin. So, parang, okay na, housewife.
Para matapos na.
Pero, yung kagaya ng sabi ni Miss Roch, yung ilalagay sa mga like government forms, I think isa din yan sa struggle for us, mga freelancers and VAs. Usually, hindi nare-reject tayo sa mga kung ano-anong transactions kasi parang wala tayong wala tayong identity or something.
Yes, hindi rin kasi nila alam. At least ngayon, the time na pumasok sa industry, medyo aware na sila. Pero yung nandun pa rin, no? Yung struggle, yung hirap na mag-explain.
Naalala ko si Sam kahapon, may tumawag na taga-bank. Credit card yata yun. Ini-explain niya ko na yung trabaho niya. Tapos, yung agency niyo po, nasa Australia, paano po yan nandyan yung trabaho niyo? Yung daming tanong, bakit may isa pa pong ganito? Kasi tinikerto niya na 2 kliyente. Sa Australia din yun, ba't magkaiba pa po? Yung ganon, parang hirap na hirap siya, naririnig ko siya, nag-i-struggle siya. O paano niya i-explain na 2 full-time, paano niya ginagawa? Yung ganon.
Sanay kasi yung mentality sa atin na parang nasa office mentality kasi talaga tayo, no? One employer, one office. Ano ba? Yun lang ang ano ko. Parang ano yung pinaka naging adjustment mo when you transitioned from your government work to online work?
I can happily say na wala namang so much na transition. Siguro kasi nung nasa government ako ganun din. Morning tapos evening na din matatapos ang trabaho or kahit nasa bahay ka magtatrabaho ka pa rin. So parang similar lang nature of work. Siguro I can say na parang almost the same lang. Kasi being discreet, being ganito sa online or mga ganong setup. So parang almost the same lang din. Siguro ang masasabi ko talagang biggest struggle. Yung kagaya ng sabi ni Miss Roche, yung question niya about being sane. Kasi it's really a different setup kapag nasa bahay ka compared sa office. Kasi sa office, lilipat ka ng mesa, makikipag-chismisan. Kasi talkative ako So parang chismis ka doon, magkakape, magme-merienda, whatever. Tapos sa bahay, you're all alone. Tapos yung mag-chat ka lang or sometimes wala pa. Hindi pa sila responsive sa'yo, yung mga katrabaho mo sa client mo or something. So, yun yung struggle. And then second is yung pag-i-English. Girl. Pag-i-English ang klase. Dapat yun. Yun lang.
Hini-research kita sa Facebook kasi i-add na kita Baka makalimutan ko Kaya lang friends na pala tayo.
Ay, friends ba tayo? Sige ma'am, check ko.
Like,
nangyari yun?
Nag-meet kayo somewhere sa PeaceCon. Kasi una kong na-meet si Miss Era sa PeaceCon sa Cebu. Nandun ka ba, Rosh?
PeaceCon sa Cebu? Wala nga Davao ako
Kung saan-saan kasi ako napadpad before, ma'am. Kaya baka somewhere nagkakilala din tayo.
Digital, tama?
Yes po.
Oo nga, friend nga kami. Galing. Thank you. O, di ba? Marami pala akong mga friends na online professionals na hindi ko na rin maalala or hindi ko napansin. Pasensya na kung may mga ganong pagkakataon. Pero ano yung pinaka na-appreciate mo dito sa online industry aside from the dollars and you being able to work from home? Kasi I'm sure mahabang oras yung pinagtatrabaho mo eh. And it's not giving you the freedom that you were hoping for. Pero ano pa yung na-appreciate mo? Meron pa ba?
Yung learnings po, actually. Kasi parang hindi kasi siya yung similar sa ibang work or hindi ko naman inaano. Pero parang continuous learning kasi talaga siya. Like every day or actually parang, every day. Parang may something new. Like now, there's ChatGPT na parang lahat tayo na parang wow. And then there's really a lot of iba-ibang potential sa iba't ibang tools na pwede pa natin gamitin. Like ngayon, yung pinaka-recent yung picture na natin na nasa mga yearbook style. So parang ang daming ganap. So that's also one of the things na na-excite ako about na parang what's going to be what's next for our industry.
Oo. Lagi namin sinasabi, si Jan, narinig ko rin sinabi niya rin to. Kasi ito palagi ko din itong sinasabi. The more that I learn in the online industry, the more I realize how little I know. So hindi ka magiging mayabang eh. Parang 10 years in the industry, wala yan eh. Yung ganon, parang you cannot put everything into your mind. Has that ever occurred to you as well?
Yes. At saka, ang isa ko pang na-realize is one strategy for one client will not work for another client.
Yes.
Kasi parang different. There are things na pwede mong i-apply sa iba't ibang client. Pero hindi, different talaga siya. So different client, different industry, different approach talaga.
Yes.
So parang
yun. Diba? Yung
exciting lagi.
Oo, yun din ang gusto ko. Kaya lang ako kasi, naiinip ako madalas. Pagka yung isang trabaho, paulit-ulit. Ano ba yung trabahong na-excite ka? Yung gusto mong ginagawa?
Yun po, yung pag binibigay sa akin ng client yung trust nila to fully handle their business. So parang ako yung mag-iisip how to strategize. Oo. So parang it gives me like the freedom, creative freedom. Parang ganon. So parang yun yung nasasayahan ako na parang, okay, let's do this. Excited ka if mag-work ba yung strategy mo, and then you're going to research again for other parang strategies sa iba. Okay, ito ginawa nila, so this happened with them, so let's try it with this client or with this week we're going to try this one. Mga ganon.
Parang ako yung na-excite habang nagkakwento si Miss Era kasi alam ko yung feeling ng ganyan, no? Na parang yung client sabi sa you have carte blanche. Kumbaga, you have full control of everything. Parang nakaka-excite siya, no? Na, oh my God, let's try this!
Ano ba?
Pero naano ako, like, so syempre si client, may yung mga client binibigay na sa yung full control. Kasi ako na-experience ko na before, gumawa ako ng strategy and everything. Sabi ko, ito gawin natin kasi kailangan din natin to sa website and all. Pero yung client may pushback. Ayaw niya i-implement yung naano kong strategy. May na ganun ka na bang experience na ayaw niya kasi, kumbaga, si client mismo, traditional pa rin yung pag-iisip. So parang hindi niya nakita yung value dun sa strategy mo.
Correct.
Maraming beses na din po. Isa din yun, yung traditional way of thinking nila. Tapos second is siguro yung budget or something, resources, ganon. So, how I deal with it is, I say na, okay, let's try your way. And then, ang maganda dun kasi talaga, ang best approach is to give them the data. Now, once you do their work, so this happened, or itong strategy na pinupush through ko or parang pinipresent ko, these are our outputs or ganito. So parang may comparison man lang, or yun talaga yung key, yung data na makita nila. Kasi nag-a-apply pa rin yung to see is to believe.
Ako may ginawa akong ganyan, Je. Ayaw niya akong pakinggan. Ginawa ko sa sarili kong page. Kaya yung TikTok ko nagsimulang dumami yung yung followers because of that. Kasi ayaw niya mag-add sa TikTok, di siya nakikinig sa akin. Nag-add ako sa TikTok ko. Tapos hanggang ngayon yung TikTok niya less than 1,000 pa rin. Tapos yung sa akin nasa 12,000 na. Tapos nagagalit siya. Ano daw, masyado daw ako anong sabi niya, anong term na ginamit niya? You were so busy with your social media accounts, with your own business. Di nga siya nakikinig sa akin. Anong gagawin ko? Akala niya siguro, parang magtatapon kami ng pera kasi daw na-rip off daw siya ng isang agent, ng isang VA before. So, akala niya, ganun din. Diba? So, yun ang hindi natin maiiwasan kasi pag may bad experience. So, nakaranas ka ba ng ganun? Parang ikaw yung hindi ko lang, panakip butas ba ang tawag doon? Ikaw yung pangalawang beses pero may negative experience siya in the past. Tapos sa'yo parang medyo takot na siya.
So far, wala pa naman po na ganong scenario na naranasan.
Sana wag na mangyari.
Hopefully wala.
Pero napaganda sa akin, Jay. Gumanda yung TikTok ko. Salamat sa kanya.
Hindi ko na mag-add sa TikTok. Ang talaga, may turn pala talaga. Sinubukan ko lang siya kasi ituturo ko siya. Ang ganda talaga ng TikTok. Miss Era, nagti-TikTok na ba kayo sa mga kliyente mo ngayon?
Yes po. Sorry. Nagdi-TikTok na din. Kasi parang isa talaga yan sa in ngayon. Especially kapag product-based ka na business.
Kahit nga hindi product-based, kahit nga yung mga yung mga courses, yung
influencer.
mga tools, andyan na rin talaga siya. So ako mismo na-amaze. Kaya I'm taking my time to learn TikTok. Kasi feeling ko kahit higit 6 months na ako nandyan nagbababad, ang dami ko pa rin hindi alam. O, diba?
Meron akong nakitang isang bagong feature ng TikTok, yung series. I'm not sure kung bago ba siya. Ako bago ko lang nakita.
Nakita ko na yun siya.
Bago siya. A few months ago pa lang siya nag-start.
Para siyang coaching program or something na parang magsasubscribe sila. Oo. Tapos parang they will get the full package of those reels na parang coaching something.
Yeah.
So, maganda. Maganda para sa coaches.
Or sa mga lahat yun.
Para kunyari, yung isang course mo, module 1 to 5, doon mo ilalagay. Pero kasi, bite size siya. Actually, ginagawa ko sa inumpisahan ko ngayon yung mga TikTok series. Kaya kinikilig ako. You can only unlock that if you have 10,000 followers. Kaya tuwan-tuwa ako na nag-10K. Kaya lang syempre, kailangan mo pa rin continuously na nag-create ng content. Yun kasi yung mahirap gawin sa social media, yung consistency. Kasi minsan tinatamad ka. Diba? I'm not getting paid for it. Natutuwa lang ako. Pero alam niyo ba si Aja, yung manugang ko, manugang. Naka 1.5 million views yung isang TikTok niya, walang ads.
Oo, kasi siya, 'di ba? Art kasi.
Artist kasi siya, oo.
Pag-art sa TikTok na talaga. Pero ikaw ba, how do you deal with that? Naranasan mo na ba yung parang nakapagod ng gumawa ng content? Ano mo? Ayoko na.
Ayaw na talaga. Tapos paulit-ulit na lang. Tapos kahit ikaw mismo, yung parang nahihiya ka na din sa client mo na parang wait lang. Parang ako mismo parang nauubay na sa content ko. Siya pa kaya as business owner. So yung maganda dyan is sa sobrang dami ngayon ng contents and ng mga influencers industry. So parang meron tayong makukuhang or other contents na magagaya. So, ang maganda dyan is hindi naman totally gayahin. Parang we're just going to get the idea and then reinvent it in a way na pwede nating i-present with our branding or with our clients' branding.
At may ChatGPT.
Yeah. And Canva.
Oo, di ba? Kasi
minsan yung kung anong suggestion ni Canva
Oo, di ba? Hindi ka rin makakagaya ng kopyang-kopya kasi may bukod kang brand, may iba kang color, may iba kang messaging, iba ang audience mo. So, it's really something new. Kumbaga, kumuha ka lang ng inspiration. O, di ba?
Yan din siguro yung nagiging isang struggle ng social media managers is parang paano mo ma-i-increase yung following, yung reach, and everything without doing ads. Kasi ngayon parang lahat paid media, etc. So parang isa yan sa mga current challenges na na-experience ko din.
Oo.
wins ka na in that respect na organic lang siya pero nag-viral or dumami ng more than usual yung engagement? May naganyan ka na mga experience?
Yes, sa TikTok. Actually, parang TikTok and Instagram ngayon yung patok sa mga sa mga businesses or sa mga industry na nahahawakan ko mostly. So sa TikTok, ang isa kong na-experience or na-realize, the more controversial it is, the more siya na magva-viral. Parang ganon. Like, for example, yun, makikiride on tayo sa issue ni Taylor Swift and ni Kelsey. So, yung mga ganon.
Ang ano nun?
Meron kaming nag-react lang yung client ko, pina-react ko lang sa video na isang parang speech ni Taylor. And then, pero yung cover namin is about Taylor and Kelsey. So parang siguro, that's one of the things that made it like viral or something. Akala nila about the relationship, but actually it's about my client.
Ang galing humanap ng hook. Ang galing humanap ng
parang ganon.
Na 7:57 at hindi na tayo nakapag-Fabs talk sa
Ngayon sasabihin ko kasi nalibang tayo magkwentuhan. Pero sana nag-enjoy ka. Last na, kung meron kang advice sa mga nagsisimula pa lang, lalo na sa mga kung katulad mong dati ay government employee, paano magsisimula? Naku, lagot ka. Go.
So, yung advice ko, just do it. Ganon talaga, just do it. Pero, of course, kahit anong profession naman, mapa office-based or ito nga, freelancer, you have to equip yourself din. So, parang you always have to put in your mind na if ikaw ang business owner or ikaw ang client, would you hire yourself? So, with that, i-equip mo yung self mo, if ever may mga rejections, that's okay. That's part of the journey. And then kung wala ka pang nakukuha ang client for a long time, maybe it's time to upgrade also your skills, add more skills, and add or anything, ganun. So, yun lang. Focus on your skills first, and then, the client will come in naman.
Ayan, totoo yan, Zé. Ako, meron akong nakuhang take away sa kanya. Yun bang yung mga alam ko. Kasi before, takot akong sumubo kasi alam ko wala akong alam. Yung feeling ko hindi ko kayang ilapat. Sa kanya, di sige, mag-apply lang. Yung pala meron naman pala kasi talaga. Actually, yun yung isa sa mga kinikwento ko na rin ngayon sa mga training. Kasi nung nagsisimula ako, feeling ko ang alam ko lang, dahil because call center experience, ang alam mo lang mag-English. Pero wala ako ibang mga alam na skill na hindi ko alam. Pwede pala pwede mo palang dalhin online. So yun muna yung hanapin nyo bago kayo mag-aral ng bago. Kasi baka meron ka ng alam that you can already offer rather than starting from scratch. And then pag meron na kayo nakuha ang kliyente, saka kayo mag-upskill. At least kumikita ka na ng $. Diba? Yours, Che.
Ang ano ko rin talaga, yung kanina pa kasi ang nag-e-enjoy ako makinig kay Miss Era magkwento kasi nakikita mo yung sa personality, nakikita mo yung talagang hindi nagdadalawang isip to face a challenge. Risk taker talagang, sige, hindi natin mapa-viral ito, boring na yung content natin, sige, hanapan natin ng ibang way to, parang ganun kasi sa online industry, hindi talaga ikaw magta-thrive if you don't take risks. Even yung pag-a-apply pa lang, pag-send pa lang ng proposal, it's already a risk because you're already putting yourself out there and getting yourself set up for possible rejection. So talagang dun ako na and talaga, isa sa pinaka-common denominator na nakikita ko, bakit tayo nag-freelance is because may mga anak tayo.
Correct.
Talaga yung nagdadala
Totoo. Yan talaga. Yan yung nagpupush sa atin
What really
maging matapang.
Yes. Kumbaga yung what makes you joy, what is really your happy place, doon ka talaga yung talaga may news. Yes. So thank you so much, Miss Erami.
Thank you.
Oo, teka lang muna, magpapaalam muna tayo na maayos. Huwag kang aalis, magpi-picture taking pa tayo sa backstage. What? Backstage na po. Wait lang, paalam muna tayo. Maraming salamat sa mga nakikinig sa 70,000 views. What? Biro lang, baka akala nila totoo. Okay, thank you so much sa mga nakinig. Thank you so much sa ating mga ka-online professionals. And if you were able to get some key takeaways on this show, please feel free to share. Pakitag na rin yung mga friends nyo. And catch us again next week for another exciting episode. Siyempre, same time, same channel, dito sa facebook.com/fapsco.ph. And of course, for our Fapsco family and online professionals, let's keep growing together. Bye for now. See you next week.
Everyone, see you next week.